bit crazy. I mean, I called him deluded, which, again, like, this isn't mean to be disrespectful. All I said was, I don't think he will ever become a world champion, and he certainly won't beat Canelo Alvarez. And Jake felt that was, you know, that he said all the greats have a dream, and I was like, whoa.
Was he really offended by that?
He was. Yeah, that's what he's offended by.
He messed up his promotion. He was starting early.
I know, but
he needed a 2-year promotion.
Okay, do you think Jake Paul will beat a world champion and become a world champion?
He won't beat Canelo. I don't think that, but he might. You never know.
With the amount of time,
I don't know how many years. Maybe not 2 years.
Oh my God!
But he's not going to beat Canelo.
What has happened to you?
He's 200 pounds in that division.
Eddie,
maybe a few years from now. Hold on. Maybe in a few years from now. Maybe he'll get. Maybe
stop it.
Eddie, I know you've seen world champions that you said to yourself, well, how did he get a belt? I mean, you've seen that in this sport.
Guys,
I'm not saying he's going to beat Canelo. I'm not going to say he's going to beat Canelo.
At 24 or whatever it is, you guys have been around the sport a long time. It's like you.
I wouldn't bet on that.
It's like you, right? Who has much more. Both you guys. You've been boxing a lot longer than Jake Paul. Both turning around and go, do you know what? Now's the time for me. I'm going to go and become world champion. And me trying to take you seriously.
It's not going to happen. No question about it.
But he has an angle. He has an angle. He's accomplished so much.
By the way,
amongst the doubters. That's what he's saying.
And by the way, the confidence is going to help him actually probably get to levels that he shouldn't.
And you know who he's going to look at? Who? You, his biggest hater.
He's got a picture of me in the gym.
Well, look, I can't wait till you announce that Usyk AJ rematch, announce that Amanda Katie Taylor rematch, and all. We can't wait for those fights. But there are tons of more fights that come on the zone that we can't believe. Check them out.
Let's get ready to rumble! Now, entering the arena, Canelo
Alvarez. This is a champion in his prime. His power carried up, the uppercuts, the body shots. Beautifully timed right uppercut from Great Britain. First blood to Joshua Buatsi. Dick nicely to the body. Buatsi has excellent technique.
Not long left to go to the main card gets underway. We're, 45 minutes away from action starting here in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Make sure you scan the...
Guys, it's crazy, but he'll do it for you.
But not disrespect Usyk. I say Usyk because he's a really good fighter. I watch him a lot of times. He's a really good fighter, but it's crazy. But I like the idea. Why not? Maybe one day.
You know, people are saying now, before it was, is he the greatest Mexican fighter of all time? I think that ship sailed already. You're definitely that. Now people are talking, he might be eventually one of the greatest of all times, right? You were a big Muhammad Ali fan. I've heard you in the past talk about that. And being mentioned as one of the GOATs is big. If you can say one thing to Muhammad Ali today, like if you could just say something to him, what would you say?
No, he inspired me in many ways, personal and sport of boxing too. He did a really good job with boxing. He helped a lot to us as a fighter because he put that rule in boxing. So
What's going on, guys? Having some technical difficulties. I almost didn't stream, but we're going to try to muscle through. How you guys doing? Welcome. We're here live real time. The main event for Canelo versus Bivol is going to be starting soon. And I'm having some difficulties here, but we're going to do our best to do our part for you, the people, and do a live fight commentary with some highlights in between rounds for Canelo versus Bivol. I think Canelo's going to lose. It's my prerogative. It's my right. I just think that Canelo may have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew, and that old homeboy is going to get outboxed. My personal opinion. You know, he said during this DAZN interview that with Bivol, he's going to have to start early. In fact, let's go listen to this before they do the ring walks. Take a time out, like the video, subscribe, and teach through controversy with Fight View 360.
He's inspiring me a lot.
Let's say if you beat Bivol and you decide to retire right after, what would be your greatest win?
I don't know. I have a lot
I
of
knew I
good
was going to
wins,
ask that.
yeah.
He said, I don't know.
Yeah. Cotto, Golovkin,
You don't know, you don't
Kovalev.
have a
I don't
favorite
know.
right now? You don't have
No.
a favorite right now?
No.
Out of the fighters, though, that you faced already, who do you respect the most? Who do you have cariño for? Like, that you really respect?
Cariño? He don't speak Spanish.
No, he's not. That's not
Cariño.
Puerto Rican. Like somebody that you kind of really like, genuinely like, but you had to share the ring with him.
He likes
None of
He
them.
likes
You don't like
Charlo.
none of them.
Cotto, yeah.
Oh, Cotto. Okay.
Because he was my idol before.
Oh, okay.
So I watch a lot of fights before I fight with him to learn. So
Okay.
maybe him.
Bivol is a better fighter than Beterbiev?
Yeah, better fighter, yes.
Much better?
Much better. Beterbiev is a really strong fighter.
Right.
Go forward.
But he's right there.
Yeah, right there. He's strong. But Bivol is really good fighter. He have a really good jab, good moves, strong.
You got the reputation where it takes you a few rounds to just figure the opponent out and make the adjustments. What round does it usually click? Is it the third, fourth
It
round?
Depends the opponent. You know, you maybe it's early, later.
Right.
But I think with Bivol, I need to start early.
Early.
Because
Yeah.
he have the stamina to go to 12 rounds, same condition, right? And I think I need to start early.
You got 11 fights that you ended from the 9th and on. Do you think that it might take that long with somebody like Bivol because
Yes.
he moves so much? Yeah.
Yes, and he's
You don't ever get worried during that? Like, damn, we 11th round.
No,
We're plant.
that's why it's 12 rounds, right? To show them who's the best fighter.
People, we already know that the Triple G fight is in place, right? People know that if you get past him, Triple G, but a lot of people want you to unify at 175.
Yeah.
Is Beterbiev on your list?
Oh, Beterbiev or Joe
Beterbiev.
Smith. I like the idea.
Oh,
I have
right,
this,
the winner of them,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right.
I like the idea, but freeze is freeze, right? I need to.
But listen, the main event is starting. How you guys doing? You have Diamante in the ring right now, and I'm having some significant technical difficulties. For some reason, my cable box keeps freezing. Oh, here we are. Oh, okay. All right. There we go. That worked. So we are here at the national anthems. Up, it just froze again, but we're going to try to figure it out. So welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, if we aren't able to do in between round highlights during this stream, rest assured I'm still going to be doing my regular post-fight video in which we go over everything. So how you guys doing, man? I think it's the end for Canelo. Did you hear that Eddie Hearn confirmed earlier that the goal is for Canelo to beat Bivol, then Golovkin in September, then London in December, and then Beterbiev Joe Smith winner next May next year, this time. But how you guys been, man? I missed you guys. I haven't done a live post-fight commentary like at night in like God knows like how long. I've been hearing for a long time I need to do more, you know, of these. Get some of that sweet super chat. But yeah, something's going on. I purchased through my I can bootleg, like I purchased the pay-per-view through Verizon Fios, but I don't know if it's my capture card, it keeps freezing. So I do have a bootleg stream pulled up in the backup, but I really don't want to do that, you know? So anyway, we're here. They are doing the anthems right now. For tonight, I am going to identify as Team Mother Russia. You know, for those who don't know, I am half Irish, half black, and half full-blooded Chicano Mexican male. But tonight, I think I'm going to identify as being Russian. I think that I was going to say Golovkin. Who's this man? It's a black dude singing. Okay. I thought that was one of the Neville brothers. You don't remember the Nevilles? I guess that's a little too young for you guys, huh? Before your time. Right? He don't look like one of the Nevilles. Up there it is. It done froze on me. Done froze on me again. But yeah, you know, I just think that Canelo may have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew, man. You know, I think he's going to get his face jabbed off. My concern about Bivol is he doesn't have that extra gear. You know, he's not known to be a knockout guy or a one-punch type of knockout guy. So with Canelo, you know, you don't want to give him the chance, you know, late in the fight to try to, you know, have to play catch-up. He's not the type of guy you want putting on the pressure. And he's been known to start someone late in fights. He even addressed it in this interview that he did with AK and Barack of DAZN, where, you know, he says about, you know, rounds 4 or so is when he likes to really, really come on. Yeah, I'm Russian tonight. Well, I identify as Russian tonight. So there are like black people in Russia, if you don't know. You know, and I'm not going to tolerate any bigotry in my chat. You don't want me contacting HR. Because I'll do it. I'll go Karen on you. Hold on, let me see if I can get us. Bivol's walking to the ring. We're walking to the arena to walk to the ring. To the entrance to walk to the ring. But yeah, man, I'm kind of pissed off. You know, so we may be able to chill, but I may not be able to give you any post-fight highlights. That's not cool. You know, we're all about quality over here at T Street Controversy and Fight View 360. But I'm doing some things in the background. I got to figure out what the hell this is. Because my cable box, I have a Verizon wireless cable box. And what happens is there's a Bivol. And what happens is it's controlled by the internet. So, you know, the Wi-Fi. So I think it's some flickering. And I didn't purchase the pay-per-view through the DAZN because I didn't want to give him my EBT card information. But yeah, you know, how did y'all feel about the undercard? I sat here and watched the whole thing. I've been watching undercard since about what? When did it start? 5:30 p.m. or some shit like that. Zheli Zhang knocked out Scott Alexander in 2. Mark Castro didn't impress. That Shakram Goyasov guy, yeah. Montana Love, you know, he took a step back to me. You know, he's just not built for the top tier 140-pound division from what we see. Eddie Hearn is from, according to the commentary, they're trying to make him versus Regis Prograis. I think Regis Prograis would beat him up. No disrespect to Montana Love, but he's got some things he's got to work on, you know. But overall, I think that Bivol's going to pull it off. Mother Russia. Mother Russia. Let's listen to his entrance. I hear Canelo has something special playing, you know, as well. But of course. Yeah, the undercard was meh as fuck. You know, and I want to watch UFC. Let's listen in.
Defending undefeated WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Demetrius Bivol.
Let's see what he's got for us. Okay, some Russian trap. Is that Russian trap music? Okay. Oh, no, we're going to mute that. Yeah, that undercard was, I didn't like that undercard. I didn't like it. You know, it's a blessing that I was able to take a nap today, or I would have fell asleep on that shit. You know? But yeah, we're going to be doing, oh, let me get my scorecard book. We got to score the rounds. So let me tell you something. I don't think that Bivol's going to be able to knock out Canelo, but I do have it an 8-4 type of performance with Canelo having to play catch up late. And don't be surprised if there's some shenanigans on the card. The judges, the referee is Russell Mora. The judges are, who is it? Tim Cheatham or Tim Cheat Him, right? Scott, hold on, Steve Weisfeld. And hold on, I'm gonna get you the judges 1 minute. So you can know just in case there's any shenanigans going on. And there's a high probability of some shenanigans, you know, in Vegas. Let me tell you who the judges are. Okay, the judges are Dave Moretti, Tim Cheatham, and Steve Weisfeld. The referee is Russell Mara. There's Canelo right there, making his way to the ring. Tony Ferguson just got knocked out? I should have been covering that. I knew I shouldn't have streamed. I should have covered that. But see, I wanted to hang out with you guys. I should have covered that and then covered this fight and then did my stream after. But I said, you know what? I'm going to hang out with you guys. Tonight. Let me see here. All right, Canelo. Bivol. I'm predicting a race war on social media if Canelo ends up losing. They're gonna be like, Charlo, he was running scared like a little bitch from Charlo. I'm expecting to hear all that bullshit. Damn, man. I should have fucking watched you. Man, see, I'm here chilling with you guys.
How dare
how dare you? Pretty Teddy says, thanks for streaming, fam. Keep up the good work. But how dare you? Oh, man. Don't tell me. Tony Ferguson got his shit pushed in big time, didn't he? And I missed it. Damn. I guess I'm going to have to cover it in the morning. Let's see what Canelo's entrance is going to be. Let's see what it's up. My shit's freezing up again. I'm having technical difficulties, guys, with my cable. So forgive me. Damn. Tony Ferguson is done. He's finished in this business. Oh, that's surely probably going to get me copyrighted right there. But yeah, man. So, as I was saying, I think that Canelo's going to have some issues getting on the inside and past Bivol's jab. And one thing I am happy about is that we're getting the we got the band. We got the band. That's my jam. Okay. They have Canelo on like a pedestal. This is surely the final countdown because he's about to get his ass beat. That's for sure, mates. Oh my God, this is my jam. They gave him the Michael Jackson concert treatment. Canelo's the man. I told you I got Bivol. He said this is one of the reasons why he likes Eddie Hearn in Matchroom so much is because of the entrances. They really like roll out the red carpet for him. They really like take care of him over there. I mean, that kind of does look a little dumb, but at the same time, he's Canelo. He rises above it all. Damn, Tony Ferguson got knocked out. let me tell you something. If I would have did a video, I probably would have got maybe about 10 to at least 50,000 views, maybe. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna hang out with you, the people. And you know what? I'm not gonna be upset about it. You guys are my mates. You're my friends. Obviously, clearly, I'm hurt about that. But hey, that's life, you know? Tough titty, said the kitty, but the milk's still good, I guess. I'll be able to cover it later on. Knocked out cold? Oh, no. Damn. And look, my post-fight video would have been over by now and I could have started my stream. Street. You know, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. But anyway, what's going on? Can Bivol get robbed? Of course he can get robbed. Anybody can get robbed. But they probably would. Yeah, listen, they will rob the shit out of Bivol. Don't think. In Vegas, too, they will rob the shit out of him. I wouldn't put it past them. They're in the ring, both of the fighters. Vamos Bivol! Mother Russia! Juan Villagomez. Of course I'm not going to show the fight. We will show brief highlights. But no, I'm not showing the fight, you degenerate. You think this is? We're not bootlegging the fight. Who do you think you are asking me that? How dare you? How dare you? I am offended. Who the hell do you think you are? This is America. Ask me no mess like that. LOL, jealous that a Mexican is taking the wins. I'm Mexican. Why would I be jealous of my own people? Why would I be jealous of my own people? But yeah, it wasn't really feeling his undercard mates. They're doing the in-ring announcements. Yeah, my shit's all fucked up. Look, I'll show you. I purchased the fight. Look, watch this. Like, my shit just keeps freezing. I can't do nothing about it. I don't know what the hell happened. See, look. This is my cable. That's my cable. I purchased the fight. It just keeps freezing. Like, I have no clue what's going on. But, you know, me crying over spilt milk, right? I think it's something with my capture card. But yeah, the undercard didn't really call me. You know, nothing really like had me like, yo, this undercard is, you know what I'm saying? None of it. You know, Mark Castro got a unanimous decision. Zhili Zhang, CCP Zhili, he did get a second round knockout over Scott Alexander. It's the only fight I covered on the undercard. And the other ones just was like, man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm a jaded, old-ass boxing fan now, so certain fights, it's like, I'm not doing no video on that shit. Unless I want to see the fight, and I wanted to see Zhili Zhang versus Scott Alexander. All right, they need to hurry the fuck up and get this shit. And I don't like how he yells at us. So you're just going to talk like a clown? You're the clown that can't buy the fight. I don't even know how you calling me a clown and you don't even know how to watch the fight for free. Somebody put that asshole on timeout. He calling me a clown, but then he don't even know how to watch the fight for free in 2022. So who's the clown? Is Bivol? Yeah, Bivol does train out of California now. I'm not exactly sure where. I think he lives there now for the most part. The Castro fight went the distance. Yeah, bye-bye, ho. Somebody put him on timeout. Get him out of my sight. You get out of my sight. Yeah, it's like, how you gonna be mad at me and you can't even watch the fight for free? How the fuck, you fucking retard? I'm doing my rounds, my scorecard. So don't be surprised if Bivol sweeps the first 6 rounds or so. Don't be surprised. Call the rounds fair and not biased. Don't tell me what to do. Who the hell do you think you are? Of course I'm going to call it down the middle even though I'm Mexican. When people be like, you know, don't be biased. They see my skin color, and because I'm Mexican, they think I'm gonna always ride for the Mexicans. Like, bro, like, don't bring that bigot shit into my chat. You can take that anywhere else, but don't bring that in here. Canelo. Yeah, well, it's here. You know, so what they were talking about earlier is that Canelo wins. He fights Golovkin in September. That's pretty much done. John Ryder over in the UK, the end of this year. And then next year, fight the winner of the June 18th fight between Artur Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr., which Fight View 360, I just got a message about an hour or so ago that we're going to be at. Okay, you're just looking for my attention now. We're not responding to any more clown. All right, people just like to look for people's attention and call people names and shit. All right, yes, I'm a clown. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the fight. Round number 1. Ooh, I'm excited. All right, let's see how this goes. Bivol doesn't look that much bigger. I just hope you don't pull a Kovalev. Bro said, show the fight, please. You guys, yeah, I'm definitely not reading the chat anymore. You guys are low. Bivol doesn't look that much. I mean, you can tell he's bigger, but like not more so in the body. So far, the jab, working it. Bivol's not running so far in the middle of the ring. I mean, working off the jab. Nothing too spectacular. Canelo did say earlier in an interview that he did yesterday, actually after the weigh-in, after the press conference, that with Bivol, he does have to start faster than he normally does because Bivol's such a good boxer. Right now, because I'm a little delayed, we're just 1 minute into round number 1, so there's 2 minutes left. So I believe the actual broadcast, round number 1, is about 45 seconds or so left. I'm on a delay. So on my TV, that's the broadcast, and that's some nerd shit that doesn't concern you. But I do have a little bit of a delay. It's round number 1. Canelo is playing the pressure fighter, though, that's for sure. And so far, I haven't really thrown anything of note outside of the jab to where Canelo is, you know, throwing power punches. Straight to the body. I mean, if I'm going to give this round to somebody, okay, there we are. I'm going to give this round to Canelo. Round number 1. I gave him $1, says when Bivol jabs, his left hand comes back and goes really low. Yeah, it does. I've noticed that. You know, he's jabbing. And once again, I am dealing with a delay. He just opened up his hands the last 30 seconds of the round. The 30-second to about the 25-second mark. Little 3-punch combination from Bivol, but nonetheless, round number 1 is Canelo. So we're going to mark that off. But you can tell Canelo's like he's floating up on all of his shots. He's definitely trying to I don't think we're going to get a replay or a highlight in this round. Wasn't really anything of note. Thanks, I gave him $1 with the super chat. Yeah, Canelo round so far. I'm interested. You know, my concern for Bivol was the lack of power punches from him. He is known to be a jabber. And frankly, in a fight like this, I don't think that there's really going to be enough to keep Canelo off of him. Even though, yes, I'm still, you know, Team Bivol. Anybody gave Bivol round 1? Y'all giving Bivol round 1? I give it to Canelo. He's trying. But also, one thing I'm noticing is Bivol is able to get away from a lot of these punches. I'm looking at my TV, and they're already 1 minute in, and here, the second round is just starting. I guess I need to just watch one screen, right? Before I end up confusing myself. And I'm concerned, you know, Bivol does got some movement with him, though. He definitely can move. But it is still, like, really super early. And once again, I'm watching 2 broadcasts, and they're both a minute apart. Nice 1-2 by Bivol. 2 minutes left in round number 2. I like to score rounds, you know, in thirds, like who won minute 1, who won minute 2, who won minute 3. That's my scoring, you know, criteria. And I do count jabs. A lot of fight fans and judges don't really like jabs too much. One thing Bivol's starting to do is he's starting to let his hands go a little bit more, varying up punches. Big right hook, left body shot from Canelo. 1 minute 45 seconds into round number 2. What you're starting to see is that Canelo trying to get inside, he's definitely having to take some punches. And when Canelo gets on the inside, he really does put all into all of his punches. Let's see if we can get you a little 8-second clip. You see right here? He definitely, like, he really, like, sits on his punches if he gets in the range. Nice little small little 5-4 punch combination by Bivol. Less than 1 minute left in round number 2. Actually, this round Bivol is throwing more power shots. And the jab, I'm going to give, so far, he's giving Canelo some problems. This is clearly a Bivol round. Canelo's trying that move where he'll throw a left hook to the body and then try to hit Bivol's glove down and throw the left hook over the top. I gave round 2 to Bivol. Round 1, I gave Canelo. Round 2, Bivol. We're going into round number 3. So yeah, what's up with you guys? Make sure you take your time out. Like the video. We're not doing this for our health. I'm not sure, depending on... I do want to cover some UFC, but it's looking like I'm not going to be able to do that tonight. But we will be here likely for the post-fight press conference, depending on, you know, hopefully nobody has to go to the hospital. And if Canelo loses, you know, Canelo's having some issues. I'm looking at the other broadcasts on my TV. The one here is still in between rounds. I think I'm going to have to turn the other broadcasts off because I'm watching two different fights right now, and it's kind of confusing me a little bit. All right, the beginning of round number 3. Canelo's taking some punches from Bivol. But they're going through the guard. And also, he's making sure Canelo doesn't get too close. When he does, he gives him a little push off. He's already been somewhat warned by the referee about it. Yeah, Bivol's having some big time success against Canelo. And I wonder if it is true that Canelo's like targeting the arms to try to slow down the jab like he did with Callum Smith. But remember, this is a 175-pounder, a natural 175-pounder with no vices that we know of. He's not a smoker. He's not a drinker. He's not a guy out here doing a whole bunch of dumb shit. This guy lives, eats, breathes, and sleeps boxing. And his toughest test since Golovkin. You know, I count Bivol to be a better talent than Sergey Kovalev when Canelo 40. To be honest. But yeah, this is the type of fight where, you know, you don't want it to go to the cards if you're Bivol. Oh, big time. On my broadcast, there's 1 minute left in round number 3, and so far I'm giving this round to Bivol. You know, Bivol has to be very careful, like for real, because, you know, he wants to make sure he does enough to make sure he doesn't lose, you know, on the cards, even though he may win. And it's sad that in this sport of boxing we have to say, yo, he needs to go for the knockout.
We've seen Canelo in the early stages of a fight take his time and then start to figure out his opponent and wear him down. Sergio, do you think you can do that against this bigger man?
30 seconds left in the round on my broadcast, and I may be giving this round. Canelo may be edging it now. I like how Bivol's disciplined right there. You know, to, you know, like not feed into Canelo being on the ropes and then make sure he backs up and not get caught with some shit. I think Canelo did enough to edge round number 3 for me. As I said, I like to score my rounds in 3s, you know, 1 minute apiece. And, you know, Canelo didn't start off the round very well, but he ended up closing out, you know, a little bit more of the second half of the round, you know, over Bivol. But definitely already in just 3 rounds, you can tell that, you know, Canelo's in a tough fight. You know, he has to be, you know, on his game. But yeah, what's going on? How you guys doing? You guys all right? Thanks for hanging out. So far, Canelo's face looking pretty clean. This will be a very, very high quality win for me if Canelo was to win. That's those punches around the guard. That's one of Canelo's favorite combinations right there. The right hook and then the uppercut through the guard. Here he is again. There go Bivol opening up on him a little bit. But Bivol is not really known to be a big-time puncher anyway. I can't really say he's a light puncher because in the last several of his fights, they've went the distance. But mostly because you want to see him step on the gear, another gear, and try to go for a knockout, but he normally does. He's a very disciplined fighter. But right now, we don't really know if Bivol has like power. We can't really consider him a power puncher because we haven't really seen him go out there and be a power puncher. You know, he's a boxer. Chris Mannix is giving Bivol round number 3. It could be 2-1 either way. These rounds are hard to score. They're not easy round to score. You know, so don't let anyone lie to you. Nice little combination by Bivol, 2 minutes in. One thing I like about Bivol is he's keeping it in the middle of the ring, and every time Canelo tries to pressure him and back him up, big shot by Canelo, he takes it back to the middle of the ring and switches angle a little bit to keep it in the middle of the ring. Well, right now, you know, you can still see that they're trying to see what each other has. I can't say that Canelo, in my opinion, that's your opinion. Remember, I'm not going to argue with your cards. You know, you guys are allowed to score the fight whatever you want. But in my opinion, it's 2-1. It can be 2-1 either way. On my broadcast is 1 minute or so delayed from the TV broadcast. So we have 1 minute left in the 4th round as it stands right now. Let's see how stamina is going to look for the fighters. I like how Bivol resets right there. He'll get Canelo on the ropes and Paul with the jab, but he knows don't go in and get caught with some shit. You see how he'll go in and step back out? Yeah, it seems like Canelo is trying to get him the
punch through a guard. So now he's trying to play possum a little bit and trying to get Bivol to get overconfident.
This is a close round, but I'm very close to giving it to Bivol. We have 30 seconds left.
Discipline is one of his strongest attributes. Yes, it is.
Now Canelo on the offense. He spent the last 40 seconds or so on the ropes, then he came out. Big time uppercut by Canelo the last 10 seconds of the round. Canelo's throwing a lot into these shots, and I have a concern that Canelo going into later on in the fights at this heavier weight at 175, how is he going to hold up? I'm giving that round to Bivol. So far I have it 2-2 on my card. Now I think these rounds 1 to 3 were somewhat up in the air, but I think this is the most clear round won by any fighter so far, in my opinion, giving it to Bivol. And Bivol goes the distance with light heavyweights.
Here's that big right uppercut that landed by Canelo Alvarez, but was it enough to sway the judges? Bivol did some good work in that round. Both men did.
That would have knocked a lot of fighters out.
Right there, that leave a lasting impression on the judges.
The uppercut has been the best weapon for Alvarez so far.
Absolutely, it's been one of his hardest shots.
It's a highly competitive fight.
Leaving an impression too on Bivol.
Definitely competitive.
Well, I think through 4 full rounds, it's
2 minutes, 45 seconds left in round number 5.
for Canelo Alvarez, who's a 5-1 favorite according to the odd makers here in Vegas.
Canelo had Bivol in the back foot a little bit, but then Bivol once again changed the angles, kept it in the middle of the ring.
Maybe even losing rounds or close rounds. We've seen it with Caleb Plant. We've seen it with BJ Saunders, and then in a flash.
Bivol hit the ropes for a minute, got right back to the middle of the ring. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Canelo feints with an uppercut. Good choice not throwing it, because he would have lunged. I wonder how long Canelo can keep up these power punches, though. Remember, he's never really been known to be a jabber. In the Lara fight, didn't he only land something like 9 jabs for the whole fight? He's aiming for the arms, looks like intentionally. Nah, that's a little ridiculous for me, thinking Canelo can go all the way up to beat Usyk. That's a little ridiculous. I'm not putting nothing past anyone, but that's just a little bit too ridiculous for me to say. I think because he disguises that uppercut a little bit as a body shot, and then it comes up. Oh, Bivol got Canelo on the ropes. Biggest comment up. Oh, I think this is it. Let me tell you something. He just ate a mean 4-punch combination on the ropes, and look at this body language. This is not looking good for Canelo. I think Canelo realized he can't hurt Bivol and he's having some issues. Let's turn it up. I think Canelo's starting to slow down a little bit. Let's see. Because I didn't like the body language after that combination he just hit. And it's been multiple times now in multiple rounds where he's taking these little breaks on the ropes. And he's having to play catch up and chase Bivol around the ring. Bivol is showing way better foot movement than I thought, you know, he would be able to show in a fight like this.
Bivol's demeanor to me seems as if he's just trying to weather the storm right now because Canelo is putting on an onslaught.
I don't know what Danny Jacobs is watching. That's Danny Jacobs on the commentary. No, I'm not showing the fight. That's illegal, and I'm not going to ask it again. I'm not going to say it again. Like, how in 2022 did you guys not know how to watch fights on the internet? Like, how? Like, how? That's, like, baffling to me. That is a Bivol round. Round number 5, Bivol. Let's see if we can get a replay of that combination. Yes, I have 3-2 Bivol. I gave Bivol rounds 2, 4, and 5. Canelo rounds 1 and 3. Those first 3 rounds could have went any way, in my opinion. Let's turn it up in between rounds. Well, Canelo's Achilles heel has always been like movers and jabbers. Let's see if we can get you a replay of this combination.
So this is the good shot that I was talking about. The onslaught that Bivol had. He was able to let his hands go.
Bro. Oh, it kept going. And it kept going. I just couldn't let it play all the way through. It kept going. Those were at least 6, 7 shots. Clean. Yes, Canelo's losing his patience, definitely. But I don't think that Bivol has that extra gear to, if Canelo was to lose his patience and start making dumb mistakes, I don't think that Bivol is the type of fighter that would make him pay. Now Canelo's playing a heavy pressure fighter right now, but Bivol's using the ring well. Look, oh, yo, he's opening up on him. He's opening up on him. He's opening up on him. Opening up on him. Bivol's not really doing much this round. And as you can see, we're already 1 minute in. I wouldn't be surprised if judges would have Canelo up. I would not be surprised. This is boxing. We're halfway through the round on my broadcast, and so far, you know, Bivol's not doing anything in this round. I guess you can say he's taking the round off. Because Canelo's doing a lot of this. Nice check hook by Bivol.
Listen, Demetrius Bivol supporters, hang on. I do have him losing this fight 2 rounds to 3, but what I'm seeing from him, I'm going to mimic what Sergio Mora said. Control, discipline, intelligence. Hang on, because this fight might get tight the way that Bivol is performing right now.
Well, it's already tight, I would say.
Bivol has him, Canelo back on the corner. So far, this is a Canelo round. So far. But I don't like this body language from Canelo right here. You know, he'll see him, you know, be on a nice little run, and then he starts getting his back on the ropes. And it's almost like Canelo is trying to bait him in, but Bivol's too smart to go in. Look, he's too smart. Bivol just hit Canelo with a nice overhand right. Let's just hope he doesn't feed into this shit that Canelo's trying to do to him. So far, I'm going to give that round to Canelo. I'm going to give round number 5 to Canelo. Wait, what round was that? Now, round number 6 to Canelo. I have a 3-3 on my card. I've given Canelo rounds 1, 3, and 6. Bivol's 2, 4, and 5. Thanks, I gave him $1. I don't think Bivol can win on points. What do you mean? Because the judges won't let him win on points? Or do you think he doesn't have the skill to win on points? I don't think this is the type of fight that he wants to, you know, really engage. So when he does open up, he does have some success. But it's far in between, you know, like I think now, especially these next couple of rounds, he's going to have to open up a little bit more. Because once again, you are in Vegas, and look at the history. Even Mayweather almost got robbed in Vegas against Canelo, for fuck's sakes. We never seen Madam CJ Ross again after that, did we? It's a close fight. It's a close fight. It's definitely close. Well, I don't think that Canelo's used to not only the reach, but the movement of a fighter like this in his prime. Remember, Bivol is in his prime. What is he, 31 years old? I believe Bivol is. Let me check real quick. 31. Undefeated, been boxing his whole life. No bullshit going on with his life outside of the ring that we know of. Obviously, rushes and war, you know. It's round number 7. 2 minutes left. My broadcast is about 1 minute delayed. There he is, opening up on Canelo. Canelo's taking some leather. When Bivol does decide to open up, Canelo doesn't have any answer for it. And Canelo's just power punching and head hunting right now. And you have to wonder, like, really, what is the game plan? Was it to beat up the arms? Is he trying to now go for a knockout? I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do. Canelo isn't landing anything clean, really.
Canelo tries to throw, but he's Demetrius landing most of the shots. And he's the busier guy.
Bivol just hit him with a left hook to the body, then a left hook around the guard.
Exactly.
Up top.
See, he's blocking every punch. Look, he's landing like 4 punches in a row.
Well, I mean, Bivol is just outboxing him. The game plan is to turn up late. Well, he said that he wanted to start early, meaning Canelo, because Bivol, you know, is such a good fighter. And he rates Bivol as being better overall than Artur Beterbiev. Because they asked him that on the DAZN boxing show after the press conference. You know, how Canelo is known to, you know, be a slow starter. But however, I'm interested to see the activity, though. Like, what's the punch stats? Because so far, it may look like that Bivol, Canelo may be throwing more punches, I guess. And in this case, you don't want... Oh, shit. I'm giving that round... That was a close round, but I'm going to give that round to Bivol. Bivol, round number 7. Because if you look at it, you know, let's say, for example, who do you really want to give the ring general to? Ring generalship. Like, would you look at Bivol and say he's controlling the pace? Or would you look at Canelo saying he's controlling the pace because Canelo is playing the pressure fighter? You know, there's so many different ways you can look at it. Yeah, keep those spam bots out of the chat. But I'm really interested to hear those cards. We're going into round number 8. I have it 4 rounds to 3. The first 3 rounds could have easily been swing rounds. Yeah, he's aiming for the arms. And look, made him pay. He's aiming for the arms. Canelo, as you can see. Canelo does look frustrated. He doesn't look as poised as he normally would in a fight like this. Like he's normally more controlled, it would seem. Wait, Chris Manning says he got a 68-65 for Bivol.
Used flawlessly as a weapon. Bivol is throwing combinations. He's landing. He's having more success landing punches than really anyone I've seen since Gennady Golovkin back in 2017-18.
You know, and here's the thing. It's not really the size or the power that's giving Canelo problems. It's just that he's being outboxed. So can you really say it's a division at 175, or you can say like Bivol is the better boxer in this fight? And remember, my card is close. We're in round number 8, 2 minutes left. Canelo seems to be lumbering forward a little bit. His punches don't have as much steam on him as they look. Look, I don't like Canelo's body language. I think Bivol may try to stop Canelo. Just look, he's trying to get him out of there. But you know, this happens. People lose. You know what happens. Sometimes, you know, fighters run into somebody that they shouldn't, you know, be fighting. Or not should be fighting, but it happens. But Canelo's definitely tired. Because he hasn't moved off the ropes. Look, he's still there. He's still there. He hasn't he finally moved off the ropes with a combination, and then he went back to it. I don't like, look at his mouth, wide open. I don't like it. "30 seconds left in this round. So far, another Bivol round going into the bag for me. Well, he did say that this fight was supposed to be, you know, the Kovalev fight was like, okay, all right, but this fight was supposed to be like us knowing, like if he really wants to stay at the 175-pound division. Also, will there be a rematch? Hold on, Harold. Give me a minute. Another Bivol round. 5 rounds to 3. Harold says, you've gone on the record several times to say Gilberto Mendoza sickens you. How you feeling about him right now? What do you mean? Well, he's always sickened me, Gilberto Mendoza, who is the WBA president, by the way. And yeah, Canelo's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Vamos, Canelo! You know? He don't look hurt. He just look tired, and he doesn't look dejected and discouraged yet. It's just that he looks, you know, we're going into round number 9. It's just that he looks, you know, like concerned. Now, he's been down before. What up? Thanks for the super chat. I didn't see what your name. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Mr. News. Mr. Nevs. So, yeah, I got 5 rounds to 3. And it could easily be a lot wider. Just saying. Just saying. It's not looking good. Canelo's trying to come out with a spurt, But I don't know if Canelo wants to really do this and gas himself out. But at the same time, he's Canelo. You know, you want to make sure you give it your all. But I'm concerned about his conditioning for this fight and the weight going the distance with a guy who's you actually have to work mentally up top, you know, and use your body and, you know, like high IQ. It's just an exhausting fight for Canelo. You know, he's being outboxed. And he's learning, you know, that you can't just rely on knocking someone out in power. It happens. Like I said, I'm not looking at Canelo as like a less of a fighter. Like, oh, you know, he's losing. By the way, 2 minutes left in round number 9. I'm looking at it like, okay, it happens in boxing. You find somebody, you know, that you can't beat, you know? It happens. Bivol's starting to open up his hands, though. I like this. Canelo's showing some defense. Canelo just dodged about 7, 8, 9 different Bivol punches. Bivol can't hit him. But how much is this tiring out Canelo? He just dodged at least, I'm sorry I couldn't show you a clip, but he just dodged at least 8, 9 punches from Bivol, and you're probably going to see this as a highlight on Twitter and social media over the next coming years about Canelo's defense, because Bivol just couldn't hit him. And now he's starting to come back. He's trying to sit on his punches. Bivol has slowed down on the ropes a little bit. Let's turn the crowd up. The crowd knows so you can hear it.
At this point, Canelo's not going to pierce that guard. Bivol is already accustomed to that power.
One thing I'm noticing, though, is that it just doesn't look like the power. You know, I mean, of course, you know, a perfect shot can knock anyone out, and Canelo has very good punch placement. But, you know, sometimes your power just don't carry up all the way. You know, like look at Cotto at 154 or 160. I never really, you know, thought his power really carried up. He had opportunistic, you know, beatdowns of other fighters. So I'm going to say this is a Canelo round. Nice little comeback round for Canelo. This is similar to round number 6 where Bivol took off. So I'm giving round number 9 Canelo. 5 rounds to 4. Very close fight on my card. Very close fight. But yeah, sometimes you run into fighters that you know are, you know, better than you, you know? But one thing I'm for sure is if Canelo loses to Bivol tonight, Twitter is going to be on fire. You know, you're going to have people saying, oh, you know, he ducked Charlo and this and that and all this old bullshit. You know, but one thing that makes Canelo great when the loss is he fights big fights and he takes challenges. But what is this going to do to Canelo versus Golovkin 3? Ooh. Like, this is going to be devastating. If a guy like Canelo loses, it's not the end, of course, but it is devastating. And it does have a ripple effect throughout boxing as a whole. It's going to be trending. But will there be a rematch? Or will Canelo be like, nah, 168 is my division. That's where I'm going to stay. Shades of Oscar versus Stern, probably same result. Yeah, that was a bad robbery right there. That was a bad one right there. Bivol doesn't need to let Canelo take these last rounds. He needs to make sure he shows high IQ, you know, and keeps this shit going. Oh, and expect for Floyd Mayweather, if Canelo loses, to say some shit. Expect for him to be all over social media. Here's the punch stats. 110 of 517 by Bivol. Only 61 by Canelo of 370. That's crazy. Canelo's only landed 67 punches in the fight. I'm not surprised. Look, here we go. Canelo back on the ropes. Looking for a one shot to bail him out. Looking for something to bail him out, and it ain't going to work. And Bivol's been very smart when he gets into this situation. He doesn't get overzealous. Uh-oh. Oh, big overhand right by Bivol. 1 minute left in round number 10. We're going into the championship rounds. I mean, it happens, you know? Yeah, Bivol's very smart. You know, it happens. But it's not too late. We do know that Canelo does possess knockout power. Now Bivol's just chasing Canelo around the ring. Canelo's clearly tired. "20 seconds left in the round. Yeah, Bivol, round number 10 for me. That's it. That is it. Canelo's going to need a knockout. Looking like. Yeah. Look at that body language, mates. Look at that body language. You know, looks like Canelo's going to need a knockout. Looking like he's going to need a knockout. Did you guys see this coming? Look. He was made to pay. I don't put nothing past these judges, man. I don't trust these judges. I don't trust these judges. I don't trust these judges. Well, we're going to be here to listen in. I can't wait to hear these cards. Look, them women ringside don't know what the hell's going on. That Canelo power just ain't the same at 175, yo. Like Bivol, that shit ain't doing nothing to him. Bivol just eating all of it, whatever Canelo got to offer. Ain't nobody trying to hear nothing about that vegan diet. I'm not trying to hear nothing about that vegan diet. No excuses. There's no rehydration clause, no none of it. No excuses. Two minutes left in the round. Chris Mannix has it 97-93. Canelo's once again eating punches on the combination, you know, with the lazy pullbacks. Like, he's hitting Bivol with some nice body shots, but, you know, the power just didn't carry up for me. Look at that weirdo ringside. Oh, Canelo trying to... Oh, Canelo! What are you doing, Canelo? Canelo, no. No, Canelo. This is not the way. This is not the way, Canelo. Vamos, Bivol. I'm not trying to hear nothing about no fucking vegan diet. Up. Bivol is very smart. One thing about Canelo is, you know, Canelo does have good defense for somebody who drops his hands. Like, he does have some good head movement when he decides to use it. Like, when he dedicates himself to defense and says, you know what, I want to dodge these shots, I want to evade these shots, he can definitely do it. Usually when he gets hit, it's on counter punches. But if the other fighter is on the offense, like, he's very good at dodging punches and blocking punches. Another round of Bivol. That's it. That's it. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. It's over. 7 rounds to 4 on my card. 7 rounds to 4. That's it. So, we're going to have the rematch, or is he going to just say, you know what, I'm not going back to one. Is he going to say, I'm not going back to 175? 175 is too big for me. And he's going to stay at 168. Fight Golovkin in September still. Go fight John Ryder. You know, to defend. You know, like, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? Canelo, not like this, Canelo. Come on, Canelo, you're better than this. You're better than this. Final round. Final round. And we're going to do my post-fight video at the post-fight press conference, and we're going to listen, you know, to what's next. Thank you guys for watching. Take the time out. Please like the video. It does help us get up in the YouTube algorithm. Starting off round number 12. I can't wait to hear these cards. Ooh. Ooh. Actually, I think Bivol should take chances. Careful chances. Because remember, he can still get his ass robbed and be one of the biggest robberies in history. Let's act like it hasn't happened before. I don't gamble. Gamble's for sinners. It's okay if you guys sin. I just don't sin that much. Canelo's loading up on body shots. And look, you can tell Bivol, these shots are just not hurting Bivol. He's just taking them. That arm is red, though, for sure. Don't say it. I don't want to believe they're gonna rob this man. I don't want to believe they're gonna rob this brother. Please, don't say that. Don't say it. And so far, he's letting Canelo like take this last round. This is a Canelo round so far. We're 90 seconds left. And now we're about to head to the post-fight portion of this video. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe if you haven't. We're going to be here next week as well. Very busy week in boxing next week. Remember, Floyd fight next Saturday. Yes, Floyd Mayweather fights next Saturday against a sparring partner. You got Jermell Charlo taking on Castano in the middle of the week for the Australian boxing degenerates. We got Paul Gallen taking on a Chris Tarziewski. Damn, Canelo. Damn. Ladies and gentlemen, 45 seconds left in the fight. The judges are Tim Cheatham, Steve Wiseman, and Dave Moretti. Very well-known judges. Yeah, look at him. He does. I mean, he's going just for power shots. So, are you guys ready for the memes and all the shit that's going to come from social media after this? Who do you think going to be talking the most shit first? Well, we are here. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It has happened, or it should happen. I am going to give Canelo that final round. I am giving Canelo that. Which brings my scorecard to here live real time on T Street Controversy with Fight View 360. There's Bivol and his team. They're celebrating as if he just changed his life. Here is my card.
I think he just controlled this fight. I had him lose 3 of the early rounds, but he had a great game plan. He stayed strong, stayed disciplined, and he was able to outlast a man that has broken down and beat every opponent since Floyd Mayweather.
Let's see Chris Mannix's scorecard after 12 full rounds. There it is, 117-111 for Bivol. And Sergio, the draw at the ticket window paid plus 1,800. You put down 100, you win 1,800. Is a draw in play here, perhaps? I don't think so.
Well, let's talk about it. I can't wait to hear these cards because on my card, Canelo Alvarez is lost. You know, sometimes it happens. You know, I mean, Canelo's a special fighter, great fighter, but they have weight classes in divisions for a reason. And Demetrius Bivol has been a fighter who has been fighting, as he would say, since he was 5 years old. No vices, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, you know, lives, eats, breathes, sleeps boxing. You know, no weight hydration clauses, none of that. Even Danny Jacobs was talking about how he had a rehydration, you know, something with his fight. This is a full-fledged, in his prime, 175-pounder, and Canelo just couldn't beat him. He couldn't outbox him. Canelo couldn't knock him out. On my cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rounds to 5 for Demetrius Bivol. I give Canelo's rounds 1, 3, 6, 9, and 12. Bivol 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. And those first 3 rounds were somewhat, you know, swing rounds. Let's listen into the cards.
I spell all score this bout identically, 115 to 113 for your winner by unanimous decision. He's still undefeated and still the WWE
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. The right man won. I don't even know what to say. I'm not really surprised. It happens. Ladies and gentlemen, it happens. Now, I understand a lot of people are going to have sand in their vaginas and be upset. You know, some fighters are even going to be upset, you know, and you're going to see a whole bunch of shit talking on social media. And people are going to be like, oh, we never knew. We knew he was never that good. And, oh, if he would have fought Charlo, he would have got beat up. If he would have fought Benavidez, he would have got beat up. Oh, well, of course, this is justice for Golovkin. But now, what happens next? This is where the good shit happens. Who does Canelo fight next? Does he do a rematch? Is there a rematch clause? Canelo will lose the rematch, in my opinion. Or does he stay at 168 pounds and never touches 175 again? You think Artur Beterbiev or Joe Smith probably out there flipping over tables and shit? Or maybe Charlo or David Benavidez or Errol Spence flipping over tables? It's going to be a whole bunch of shit talking on social media, that's for sure. We're going to listen to the post-fight interviews and talk about what's next. Maybe Canelo will tell us, you know, if there will be a rematch or not. But, you know, sometimes you run into a fighter that's just better. Why would I cry? I predicted him to win. Why would I cry? What are y'all talking about? Y'all just want something to be mad about. Let's listen in.
For pound fighter in all of boxing. How do you feel about your performance?
First of all, I want to say thank you everyone who coming. Feliz 5 de Mayo. And Mexican fans. And I'm glad I proved myself today. I'm the best. I'm the best in my version, and this is belt. I keep this belt. And thank you, Eddie here. And sorry I broke your plans with Gennady Golovkin maybe. And thank you, Canelo and his team. He's a great champion. I respect him. I respect all his team.
Why did you believe that you could pull off this upset?
You know, if you don't believe in yourself, what you do, you never achieve. You achieve the nothing. I believe. My team believe me. And you all should believe in yourself. And you achieve what you want.
You said before the fight, you didn't know how you would deal with the speed of Canelo. After that first round, how did you think you were going to fight him?
I felt his power. You can see on my arm. He beat my arm up, but not my hand. It's better. And he has a good speed, good power. Maybe his mistake, he throw only hard punches. After hard punches, he relaxed and tired.
Did he ever hurt you?
Yeah, my arm. Hurt my arm. I can keep my belt now. Vadim, please.
And we can see right here, if we can put the
His
camera
arm is
on your
fucked up.
arm right there. We've seen that from Canelo opponents in the past.
But I expected that. I watched his fight against Callum Smith, and I accept that. This is better than my head.
Do you feel you were frustrating him as this fight went on?
Frustrated? What? No, nothing. I was feeling great, like I never feel myself. But do you get fight in my career, and I enjoyed this fight. I enjoyed when people crowd, when he beat me, and this is gave me more energy.
But did you feel he was getting frustrated with you in those later rounds?
Let's ask him. I don't know.
We'll turn quickly to Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, you've won close decisions before. Did you feel you did enough to win this fight?
Tried to beat that man arm off.
No, la verdad es que es un gran campeón.
Oh, now this motherfucker forgot English.
Me tocó perder, no voy a dar excusas. Yo sentí que gané, hice lo suficiente para ganar, pero así es el boxeo. Así es el boxeo. Le tocó ganar y hay que aceptarlo.
So you have to accept it. It's boxing. To be honest, he's a great champion. Sometimes in boxing, you win and lose. I'm not going to give any excuses. I lost today, and he won.
What made him so difficult?
No, él es un buen peleador. Entra, sale. Sentí mucho su peso también. Entra, sale, es un buen peleador. No lo puedes conectar tan fácil. Es un gran peleador, pero creo, como te dije, hizo una gran pelea y al final de cuentas la gente es la que gana.
Yes, so he's a really good fighter. He's a fighter that comes in and goes out. I also felt his power, but I think it was a good fight. You know, it was a good victory for him.
Do you feel like you fought a big, real light heavyweight and maybe the weight was an issue for you?
No, obviamente sentí el peso, pero no fue ninguna excusa. Ninguna excusa, es un gran peleador y, como digo, es lo que es y se gana y se pierde, es un deporte así, hay que aceptarlo tal cual.
No, you know, I did feel his power, but, you know, no excuses. I think that's what happens in the sport of boxing. You win or lose, that's sport, and that's what happened.
You're a very smart fighter during your fights. You usually have a plan B or a plan C. Why was nothing working against him?
Es un gran peleador, traté de hacer muchas cosas, pero es un gran peleador que entra y sale, sabe utilizar muy bien su distancia y como te digo, yo creo que hice lo suficiente para ganar, pero así es esto.
Yeah, so he's a great fighter. He comes ins and out. He really manages his distance really well. I felt like maybe did enough to win the fight, but that's boxing.
You have a rematch clause. Do you want to do this again?
Claro que sí. Esto no se queda así.
Yeah, of course I do. This doesn't end like this.
All right, Canelo, thank you. We'll turn to Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri, Canelo says he wants a rematch. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no. Rematch. No problem. Rematch. Let's talk about rematch. I wanted this fight for Вообще, я просто хотел этот файт, бой.
He even said he would go down to 168 for this fight.
Теперь я хочу какие-то условия для себя, и, конечно, этот рематч будет.
I took this fight because I just wanted to get the opportunity, and I appreciate this opportunity. I didn't fight for anything except getting the fight. I'm ready for the rematch. I just want to make sure that I can be treated like the champion now.
What do you think you proved tonight?
You know what I proved? I proved to my boxing fans that they believe me, and они не зря верили в меня.
That they all believed in me, and it wasn't a misjudge. They believed in me, and I appreciate that.
Congratulations, Dimitri. Brilliant performance.
Thank you, and I want to say thank you every countries, every people who watched this fight and who believed in me. Thank you, everyone.
Todd?
So there you have it. Daniel, he said, I want to thank...
You know, it happens. You know, personally, I never liked Canelo at 175 pounds. And the Sergey Kovalev fight, well, if you don't know, Sergey Kovalev had, about 3 months of preparation for that fight. Also, he had some things going on outside of the ring. You know, he's now fighting at cruiserweight next weekend, by the way, over on Fight.tv. And, you know, Canelo's always had issues with fighters that can actually box and move with a jab. And going against Dimitri Bivol, who is a pure, in his prime, 175-pound fighter, pure in his prime. Like, you know, no vices outside of the ring. He eats, sleeps, breathes, lives boxing. I just thought that Canelo bit off a little bit more than he can chew. You know, you can't go out there trying to outbox everybody. I mean, trying to, you know, like beat up everybody. You gotta be able to, like, the box. And what you saw from Canelo is he can fight, he can box, but you know, he is missing a jab. You know, he's not known as being a good jabber. You know, and if he can't, you know, beat up your body, and what we saw was his body, like what we saw was the power of Canelo doesn't seem to really carry up. He wasn't really doing any damage outside of, well, beating up Dimitri Bivol's arms. And it didn't work with him. Now, Canelo's still good. I'm going to go ahead on the record to say I would still pick Canelo to beat a Jermell Charlo. David Benavidez, I'm a fan. I'm not so sure. I would go on the record to say that Benavidez will probably beat Canelo. You know, the Golovkin fight. Now, where does Canelo go from here? Does he go for the rematch in September? You know, does he, you know, go ahead and fight Golovkin instead? Me personally, I think he's going to take another L. I think that he needs to stay the hell away from 175 pounds. Now, one thing about Bivol is he is a boxer. You know, like more like a boxer mover, to where a guy like Artur Beterbiev, well, let's face it, you know, Canelo don't want to eat anything he has to offer. Even though I think that he would probably be an easier fight than Bivol, still, it wouldn't be an easy task. And the weight, you know, Canelo, like they've been trying to make it seem like Canelo's Superman. You know, fighting that cruiserweight, okay, yeah, he could probably beat Makabu. But then talking about him versus Usyk, what? So now I'm glad that we can finally end that bullshit debate. Like, no Canelo versus Usyk. It should never happen. No, period, no. So what I'm going to do is, we got a lot to talk about, and there's going to be a post-fight press conference coming up if Canelo don't skip out. I don't think he will, though. He's a, you know, classy guy. But overall, thank you guys for watching. We're going to be here next week for Charlo versus Castano, streaming during that main event. I'm kind of pissed off I missed UFC. Overall, if I was to rate the card overall, here's the punch stats. Look at these nasty punch stats. Canelo only landed 84 punches in the whole fight, 495, 17%. Power punches. Look, and how many jabs he threw and landed? He landed less than 10 jabs. Power punches, 106 of 292 for Bivol, 74 of 266 for Canelo. Jabs, 46 of 418, 10 of 229 for Canelo. Canelo just put on a shitty performance, just an overall bad performance. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, it happens. I'm T Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Thanks for watching. And the new, he did it. History.